Harvey is exactly 3 weeks out from his marathon. Between logging heavy mileage on the pavement and pulling long hours at the office, he is pushing his body to the absolute limit. On the surface, his biometrics look excellent. He checks his smartwatch in the morning and sees a pristine resting heart rate of exactly 60 beats per minute. This animated timeline plots the math behind that reading. Because his heart beats 60 times a minute, exactly 1 second elapses between every pulse. Looking at this rigid metronomic symmetry, Harvey assumes his intense training is working, feeling like a highly tuned machine. But his wearable device is warning him of impending failure. His overall daily readiness score is plummeting, signaling that he is actually on the brink of physiological collapse. In human biology, mechanical regularity is not a sign of peak fitness. A perfectly steady heartbeat is actually a blaring alarm bell of a severely overtaxed system. This timeline maps how a healthy resting heart operates. It does not keep perfect time. The gaps between pulses constantly fluctuate. One interval might be 0.84 seconds, the next 1.02, then 0.95. Physiologists call this millisecond-level irregularity heart rate variability, or HRV. A heart that constantly shifts its timing is successfully processing a massive flow of biological data. It indicates a resilient, highly responsive body effortlessly adapting to its environment. These millisecond differences represent a constant stream of information, a signal that points directly to the hidden regulatory system controlling every beat. Your heart rhythm is managed by your autonomic nervous system, which relies on 2 competing branches locked in a constant battle for control. This schematic illustrates the conflict. On one side is the sympathetic branch. Driven by exercise, caffeine, and stress, it acts as a gas pedal, commanding the heart to accelerate. On the opposite side is the parasympathetic branch. Signaling through the vagus nerve and driven by deep sleep, it acts as the brake pedal, commanding the heart to slow down and recover. A healthy state features a fluid, continuous oscillation between these 2 forces. The brain taps the brakes, then the gas, over and over, creating high variability between every single beat. But Harvey is buried under chronic stress from heavy mileage and long work hours. His sympathetic gas pedal is pinned to the floor, entirely drowning out the parasympathetic signals. Without the brake pedal engaging, the heart locks into a rigid, unvarying rhythm. A low, steady HRV means the body has lost its adaptive flexibility. It is trapped in a continuous state of fight or flight, burning energy it desperately needs to conserve. Looking at the data, Harvey is frustrated. His HRV is sitting at a mere 30 milliseconds, while his much younger training partner consistently scores around 90 milliseconds. Comparing HRV across different people is scientifically useless. Factors like genetics, gender, and age dictate the underlying architecture of your nervous system, meaning 2 perfectly healthy athletes will naturally operate on completely different scales. You cannot chase a universally good absolute number. The only mathematically sound approach is to track your own rolling baseline over time. The danger to Harvey isn't his specific 30 millisecond score. The threat is the fact that his personal baseline has sharply plummeted for several consecutive days. Athletes and physicians monitor HRV because it operates as a biological early warning radar. It detects systemic exhaustion and impending illness days before you ever feel a physical symptom. Realizing the danger, Harvey heeds the data. He cancels his scheduled 20-mile run. Instead, he prioritizes extra sleep and spends time doing slow, diaphragmatic breathing. Given the space to recover, his biology rebounds. The parasympathetic brake tail re-engages, balancing the stress hormones, and his heartbeat regains its healthy, chaotic irregularity. You cannot train your HRV directly. You can only train the lifestyle levers that influence it, actively managing your sleep, your daily diet, and daily stress levels. A healthy athlete relies on this kind of dynamic adaptability. Resilience is found in the body's capacity to respond to every shift in its environment with millisecond precision.